Hey fam, this is Chae.
This is Tay.
And welcome to Streaming While Black's recap of Tamar Braxton's Get Your Life. All right, so if you don't know, Tamar Braxton's show actually premiered on Thursday. So this is Saturday. And we're doing a recap. We're going to recap, I believe it's all 6 episodes. And normally I am better prepared than this. And I would actually have the name of the actual episode listed.
I think it was like the new Journey, right?
Journey Begins?
Yeah, Journey Begins.
Okay.
I think is what it was.
All right. So we're going to roll with that. All right. So Journey Begins is the episode in which we are introduced to the chaos that is clearly Tamar Braxton's life right now. I feel so sorry for this girl. Oh my God. I feel so sorry for Tamar.
Like my heart so went out to her. Like you could tell that she's struggling. You could tell that she's super, super emotional and her emotions are just running amok. But at the same time, it really does kind of gently sound like she's trying to like push forward and do something better with herself. But them emotions, boy, them emotions.
Oh that girl. Okay, so with this show, if you've watched any of our recaps, you know we do not go in order because who the fuck has time for that? So we talk about the highlights.
There's that.
We talk about the highlights of the show and we do spoil it. So I hope that you've seen this show. Please get involved because I don't do a non-spoiler version. That's too much work.
Matter of fact, you should go ahead and pause this video real quick.
Yes.
Go watch the show and then come back. Because
Right.
we is going to spoil some stuff for you, okay? So.
And while you on pause, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, watch and subscribe. I mean, your views determine what we actually recap. So drop down in the comments. Let us know how you feel about the episode. If you have any ideas, we're open to it. All right. Oh, and also don't be an asshole because I don't like assholes and I will straight delete your comments.
And then I might just read your eyeballs out. So you might not want to do that.
Exactly. All right. But back to Tamar. So they show us in the beginning of the episode, it looks like they're having a party. It's like Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I don't know how y'all get down in the rest of the world, but Taco Tuesdays is life. So I was on board when they said Taco Tuesdays. I was just like, yes, let's get involved. I wish I had some tacos.
Right.
But
like my point exactly. I was like, should I run a Taco Bell real quick?
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Okay. Even though it's not real tacos, but
still, I wanted to get involved. Like I wanted to feel like I was in the party.
Yes,
See, like, hey, what's up, Tay? Yeah. But you know.
Yes. So
I was just trying to get to the show because I was like, oh, this is juicy. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So they're talking about Taco Tuesdays. She's talking about all these changes that are getting ready to go through because she's getting ready to take her life. She also had this like really weird, emotional, I guess, sisterhood moment with Mona Scott. That was like very weird. I don't know. Did it seem weird to you? It seemed weird to me.
I mean, okay. I feel like it was over dramatic than what it really was. I feel like they really did play that for the cameras, but at the same time, what was that though? Really, like, is this really us coming together and we're gonna help each other, or really her helping Tamar, or was this we planning stuff for the camera? Like, I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, it didn't normally. I guess with these reality shows, producers like Mona Scott, we don't see her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember like the first season of I think Love and Hip Hop New York. We saw her like in the editing bay and it was in her and Yandy and it was a whole thing. And then we've not seen Mona anymore because Mona got bags and Mona don't have to be on the screen.
Right.
So for whatever reason, Mona had to be on the screen for this. So do you think it was to talk her into it?
Maybe it was to really kind of kick off things and talk her into it, and like, because this was like, you know, the beginning of the journey. So maybe this was like really, and like the captions beforehand, like this is like a documentary type of that. So maybe they just wanted to include like every literal piece of this particular journey.
So they're taking every aspect. Right. Okay, that's a little different than what we normally see, right?
Right, I would think so, because you, like you said, you wouldn't probably even seen her.
No, you normally don't see her. So, okay, so I thought that was different and kind of weird. The vibe was weird, and Tamar was very dramatic. Very dramatic. So then we move along to, okay, am I missing a part?
Well, first of all, so her ex-husband used to be her manager, right?
Right.
So she talked a lot about how he really kind of didn't. I got two things. I got that he really didn't do the job of a manager, and it was too much because he was her husband.
Right.
So she was like, basically, I bring my work home with me every day, and it didn't really work.
Right.
Basically,
okay,
is what I kind of got. And then we move on from there to what? This whole dream thing, right?
No, before we get to the dream thing, she's talking about making music.
Oh yeah. So okay.
Okay, so with the producer that I've never heard of, but evidently he's that dude because he has like diamond status certifications for records. I think his name was Jay something. I'm sorry, y'all, but he did not. He was not memorable to me. He wasn't memorable. Like, he's a producer. He probably makes hits that y'all know, that I probably somewhat know. But I just remember it was a J initial and something else. I don't know. He wasn't memorable. But what was memorable is that Tamar was just like, okay, well, what do you got? And he's just like, this is a whole collaboration. Then she did this like whole victory lap around the studio and shit, talking about that's a word. And I'm like, did I miss a part? Like, what is that?
No, but like, okay, so what it was is she had asked him, like, well, what did you, do you know what the people want to hear from me and all that stuff? And he was like, it's not what the people want to hear from you, is what they need to hear from you. Oh, wait, it's not what they want to hear, is what they need to hear, something like that. And that's why she took off in her little church shout. That was the reason for that. But I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was.
But then she was like, I'm shy, and I can't write, and I don't like to sing in front of people.
Yeah.
Which, as a singer myself, I can kind of understand that. Like, if you don't have confidence, then your voice doesn't come out. Like, it really doesn't sound good if you're not confident in what you're doing. So if you're shy, but at the same time, you've been on stage, Tamar, like,
that's what I was saying.
I thought
it didn't make no sense. I'm like, huh?
Now, is it because of everything that you've been through, and that's what kind of got you to kind of revert back into your shell, or was it like, what's going on there? Because you are a singer, you have been on stage,
right.
And then she says she wants to write music, but she didn't bring nothing. She didn't write nothing to even have anything. So it makes sense. He was like, I'm a collaborator. Like, I'm here to help you. We're supposed to start from scratch. And she's like, no, I want you to, what it sounds like is, I want you to give me something.
Right.
But I don't know. I still feel like that's something that she's working through, if anything. But.
You know what I think? You know what? I wasn't at the Braxton Vince household, but I'm going to tell you what I think happened. Okay. Sure. What I think happened is that their divorce is not a good divorce. It was not amicable. And I think that Vince has probably told her on a number of occasions, you can't do this without me. And I think that took a hit to her confidence. Now, I know that she did try to do a tour all by herself. I don't know what happened with that. Clearly, nothing good happened with it because we ain't heard nothing about it. And I think that that's probably where that comes from, is that she's just not as confident as she could be. And then when you really think about it, Tamar can actually sing.
She can.
She can sing. You can sing when you you didn't lost your voice, you have no confidence, but you're still ringing through.
That playback,
that shit have you like, oh, okay, go ahead, girl. Like, she can sing. So I wonder also if it's an issue where Vincent told her, you can't do this without me. I done did this for everybody else, but you just whatever. I wonder if it's that, and I wonder if she thinks that because of her talent, she should have been as big as her sister.
Ooh, didn't even think of that.
Because I mean, and I feel sorry for her because, like, right now, the state of music, who is really listening to real singing ass R&B? Y'all like them light-skinned girls with them baby hairs that can't sing without the help of the studio. That's what y'all like.
I like extra computerized beats and stuff. No.
Yeah, that's what y'all like. And so when people like Tamar are out here and they singing, You know, like how they used to sing.
She sings her face off.
Y'all don't go out and support. Y'all don't buy. Y'all leave it up to the aunties like my damn self and the super aunties like my mama and them to support this industry. You know them people. I know what Spotify is. Mm-hmm. I know what iTunes is. Mm-hmm. I stream music. On occasion, I will buy music.
Yes,
but you know them super aunties ain't buying shit unless it's on the damn CD. You know they still got CD players.
Right. That part.
So it's a problem. And I feel bad for her. But she's not helping herself either because she's not. Because she's like, well, what do you have for me? And I think that, and then I'm going to stop being so long-winded, but I think that Vince was just telling her what to do. Here, sing this, wear this, do this. And I think that she got used to it.
Yeah, and exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. She was used to it already being provided for her, and now it's a whole different ball game. And I don't think it clicked in that moment yet, because when she said it, it literally kind of felt like everything kind of like paused, and it was like a,
right.
You know, like didn't we already talk that you was starting?
Right.
You created like this is what you want to do. This is your passion, so let's go.
Right.
And I think it was really hard. And they even said it a couple of times too, like it's hard for her to stay motivated. Yeah. And once she's done with something, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. But then again, like I can kind of, I feel for her so much because she's an emotional person. Mm-hmm. She's an extremely emotional person. And when you're emotional like that, you can hit a real high or a real low, and there's really no middle point. Right. There really isn't. And it's hard to kind of balance yourself out. And she hasn't quite found her way, her rock, her center yet. Yeah. Which I guess is the purpose of the whole thing. Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that the first episode was pretty much a big whole mess kind of like is... but that's the thing. She's cleaning up this mess. She even said, this is a big old, and I'm trying to, you know, and she, like, the touching part was like, she said, not only does she got to do it for herself, but she got to do it for her baby. You know, so we know what headspace she's in. We know that she's trying to make a stride forward, but baby, oh, she had some hard times.
You know what? And I don't think production was making it easy for her either.
No.
Because they were just like, well, we're supposed to shoot until 10, and you lost your voice and whatever, but we don't really
and then she even said that too. She was like, I can't sing. I can't sing, and it seems like no one freaking cares.
Right.
No one fucking cares at all that I can't sing. And some people may say, well, that's her, you know, pouting and trying to, you know, be center of attention, but at the same time, she's still human. There's still a show. She has these fucking cameras shoved up her ass for whatever length of time, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, she's super fucking emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she ain't having no sex, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I don't know if that actually. Okay, so let's talk about the boyfriend, David. I have a question that I'm leading with, and that is, did you feel like there was any chemistry with him?
From the little bit of interaction that I saw, it definitely seemed as if this relationship was extremely new, and they were still trying to figure some things out. But then he also may have been awkward because he didn't want to be in front of the camera to begin with.
But did he? Because off camera, off the show, Tamar is saying that he was with her for clout. Oh. So I don't know. What I got, I guess my impression was, I didn't see the chemistry. Now keep in mind, they're supposed to be in a relationship for like the last 2 years.
I thought it was shorter than I thought. No, it was about, 2 years. 6. Well, I guess that is like a year and a half.
Right. So a year and a half, 2 years. So let's say 18 months.
Yeah.
Okay. But even still in 18 months, I don't know about y'all. I know about me. I know about you. And that's that honeymoon period where you be all over your person. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I didn't feel the chemistry.
And he's a little bit of a nerd. I'm just going ahead and throw that out there. He's a little bit of a nerd. Let's just be honest.
This was too, though.
Well, I mean, she like nerdy dudes then. That's what it is.
I mean, sometimes some nerdy dudes is what you need in your life. Y'all, listen, some of y'all out here dealing with people with whole ass police records that are not contributing to your life and elevate your quality of life. So, you know, you might want to change your tune. Just saying. I mean, I married somebody that was super duper smart. It's working for me so far. So just, get you a nerd.
Okay.
It can't. It's
at least someone that got some type of fucking sense.
Right. I mean,
like no dumbass niggas out here doing stupid shit. Like.
Right. It beats writing letters to the pen
and putting money on books. How about that? Girl,
you're right.
I would rather have a warm, stiff body next to me,
yes,
opposed to a fluffy ass pillow any day.
Exactly.
Have a good one.
Exactly.
Period.
So just a little sidebar.
Yeah.
Put that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really get any chemistry off of them, but I did get, and I thought this was positive, is that it seemed like Logan and David got along.
They did. And
I thought that was really cool because it's like, I don't have kids, but I have friends that have children that are single, and that's a big plus, when you can find somebody that can treat your child as if it's their own in a positive way. That's always a bonus. So, but at the same time, I find it strange that if they've been in a relationship for about 18 months or so, and Tamar says that her and Vince are able to co-parent rather positively, then why does David have an issue with Vince bringing Logan to the house? Because in the episode, and then what they show us, what's going to happen this season, there was definitely a scene where David was just like, well, I don't want this man in my house when I'm not here, or I don't want this man coming to my house. So I can kind of understand the respecting of boundaries, but at the same time, I guess the way I'm looking at this probably through rose-tinted glasses, and that is that if I had a child and I was a single parent and I'm able to co-parent rather positively with my ex, and I'm in a relationship, and this is who's going to be around my child, guess what? We all getting ready to have dinner. We're all getting ready to get along for the sake of the child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not, okay, if we're being completely honest and rational, that's never what happens.
I don't want to say that's never what happens, because the internet will prove your ass wrong Monday through Sunday. It's a gang of fucking pictures out there with extended ass families all cheesing and
okay, well, maybe I say it's rare. It's extremely rare for it to actually work. And then at the same time, and again, I don't know how new the divorce and stuff that is. I don't know what the ex-husband, like how he feels, if he still has any feelings for her or whatever. So that could be hard for the first year or so. True. Especially if, what'd you say the baby name was again? Logan, especially if Logan's already kind of like warming up to him, almost like that's my other daddy type situation. So that could be very weird. And I mean, that's my space. I get that that's your new boo, but I don't want him at my house. I mean,
but if you're living with someone and that is the situation, you have to take that into consideration before y'all actually move in together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, so, that definitely should have been talked about. That definitely should have been worked out in some form of action.
Like I said, Vincent, Tamar, and David, y'all all should have went out to dinner. Straight up. Y'all should have went out. Y'all should have Sunday dinner together and bond or something. I don't know. Because let's keep it 100. Logan's parents are always going to be their parents.
Period.
They're not going nowhere.
Nope.
Boyfriends and girlfriends and significant others come and go.
They change like underwear all the time, some occasions.
I'm just saying. So, okay, so let's move along to the most interesting part of the episode.
Last thing. Didn't he look super old to you?
Who, David?
Yeah.
Everybody is saying that.
He looked super old to me. And maybe it was his lighting. Maybe, I don't know. And speaking of lighting, girl, did you see Tamar's skin?
I didn't really. Okay, so I'm bad with this. And that is that these people be so overly made up that I don't pay attention to their skin because I know that the makeup be just tacked on. So was her skin bad? Because I know the camera angles that they were using was fucking horrible.
And maybe that's what it was.
That was shady.
Just they wasn't catching angles and the lighting wasn't good. I'll go ahead and give them that. And I really didn't care too much for her hairstyles either. But that's me.
Well, this is what I didn't like. The way the camera angles, it seemed like almost every camera angle that was close up or that was closer to her, it was not flattering at all. It was just like they're shooting up her nose. And then I'm sitting up there for a smooth 10 minutes like, did she have a nose job that went wrong, or is that her real nose? Like, what is going on here?
Or is she pumped to the gods, or what?
Okay, you know what? Drop down in the comments. Let us know if you know if she didn't have a nose job. Because this was bothering me. It was just like when they shoot her from a certain angle, her nose don't look bad. But when they shoot coming up, she looks like Miss Piggy.
Or is it the makeup? Because she was contoured to the gods, honey.
Well, she needs to fire her makeup artist then, because that's
either
just
that
wrong
or the
on
camera
so many
operators or
levels
whoever
of
edits.
wrongness.
Yeah, their production team needs to get it together.
But they were like the angles. They were so fucking shady for that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I would have had a problem with this after that too.
Well, we didn't quite get to this yet, but you know what? Yeah, so the whole dream thing, like she was crying, and there was a second where she had 2 pieces of freaking tissue paper.
Yes, did you see that?
Underneath her eyes, and then it cut, and they came back, and she didn't have it no more. I said, these people need to be on it. What's going on?
I was like, y'all shady.
Have y'all not shot anything or edited before in your life?
Oh my God. It's almost as if they were just like, okay, Tamar, you're not going to do what we want you to do. You get ready to get a fucked up edit. Now, the only people that I know that are consistent with the fucked up edits in reality TV is usually on Bravo.
Oh,
Bravo is the king and queens of the shady fucking edits. I've never seen a real shady edit outside of the Bravo universe. And then we was just like, oh, shady edits? Hold on there! Let's show you what we got in the arsenal. And I'm like, this is some fucking shit.
And can you already imagine the memes that are going to come out of this?
I don't even want to know.
The shits that are going to come out of this?
I don't even want to
know. Oh my God. I could already see it.
You know what? Hopefully people have a heart and they don't really drag her. But this was just so bad. The whole dream thing was weird. So to the point where I had to pause and like Google this chick, right?
She had a long list of talent that she worked with.
She did, but she's not known. Okay, in these internet streets, according to Google, she is not known to be a dream coach. She's known to be an actress. And that's what made me, I was all like side-eyed, like,
Because I was like, okay, so is she a psychologist without a degree? Is that what's going on? Or who is she really? And then, so, you know, I'm watching it with the family and they cracking jokes and stuff. So it was like, who is this bitch?
Right.
For real?
Right.
Who, bitch? And then she all the names that she worked with. And so they were like, okay, well, I recognize maybe 1 or 2 of those big names, but
it was a lot of big names.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
But recognizable from us on the EDB stage. You know what I'm saying? I didn't recognize a whole lot of
you know who Bradley Cooper is?
Yeah.
Okay, so you might not know who. Do you know who Mickey Rourke is?
No.
Okay. So that's me showing my age.
Whoopsie.
Listen, I have embraced being an auntie. That's just what this shit is.
It is what it is. What is it called? Wisdom?
I mean, well, no, because not that. Listen, some people are old and ain't got that. So but that's here nor there. The names that she listed, I recognize because, you know, I'm fully immersed in white culture, like many of us are.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's bad. Like I said, I am old, so that's just all we had for a while.
It's
you
true.
know, this whole black content for the 21st century, this is some new shit.
Yes.
Okay. So she had this whole list of names of these people that she fucked with. And I'm sitting at home impressed, like, for real, let me get the Googles out.
Right.
She's an actress. That's what she's known for. Just put that out there. You do with that little tidbit of information as you would. And so she's going through this whole process with her and about these dreams. And so what she's saying at first didn't sound too out there. No, like, because it sounded like some whole, you know, put it out to the universe what you want, manifest your dreams. it's a lot of y'all on Pinterest doing that shit right now.
And it was more of, okay, I understand that you have demons and that you like to lock them away. We're going to actually go and unlock these demons and we're going to fight them to better you.
Right.
And all these emotions and everything that you're getting out of this experience, you're going to put it in your music. Like, this is like a perfect setup for you to be able to write your songs. You know, so I was on board in the beginning too. I was like, okay. Okay, let me take some notes because I might need to try this shit out later.
And then, but then she left me when she was just like, yeah, y'all can't have sex for 45 days. And I was just like,
it was no sex,
no
drugs, no alcohol.
The alcohol and drugs part I got, but the sex part, come on now.
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't even, because if it had been me, I wouldn't even have bought it to my husband. Like, for what? We gonna have some sex.
Boyfriend was absolutely.
He was like, nope. He was not on board.
And then the little snippet was like, oh, she's a witch. And that pissed her off. That pissed her off. But I mean,
but as they were getting deeper into what she was talking about, I was just like, this is sounding kind of weird. But I wouldn't say that she was a witch because she didn't say anything that will be quote unquote witchy. She said some things that I'm like, I don't know.
Like I said, I felt like she was a glorified counselor, basically. And she used basically like a form of meditation to assist. And for Tamar being so open and so emotional, like I feel that she may have really dived into the shit and it scared her.
The whole situation was just very weird and uncomfortable. Yeah. Very uncomfortable.
And maybe that's a type of journey that you take on your own and not really involve anyone.
Maybe that's what it is that she's realizing is the problem is that she shouldn't have agreed to do that part of it on camera.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's hard to say that because this is a documentary. So it all has to be on camera.
I mean, but does it?
And then they were like, well, can we? And then I remember her like kind of like pushing the camera people off for a second. Can you give her a second? Like, yada, yada, yada. You know, and like I said, I feel so much for Tamar because I'm also a very emotional person. So I know what it feels like to be in like an emotional spike and no one really understands what you're going through. So of course she's going to appear to be crazy. She's going to appear to be over dramatic, but this is literally her life. Like she even said, you know, I let you guys in, and she's talking about the world. I let you guys into so much of my life, even the birth of my son. But this right here, I don't want to share. But at the same time, that's what you signed up for. This is what the show is for. And maybe you tapping into that vulnerability and really showing us that, and then being able to show that you're able to take that and translate it into your music, because that's what we want to hear. You know, it comes from your experiences. That's what your songs really are about. Either they're about that or they have some type of message. And I don't feel like Tamar is the type of person that you just want to throw any old message out there that doesn't make no sense. I feel like she may want to actually tell a story, but then again, like, that's what artists do. Kind of in your music, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Especially if you're an R&B singer, right?
No, so I understand where you're coming from, because the majority of the music that we have right now in the 21st century and the way that fandom is built off of, these artists are supposed to be projecting their life experiences, their emotions into their music. Everybody expects for all of these artists to be singer-songwriters, rapper-songwriters. That ain't always the case. Some of y'all think that your favorite faves be writing their own shit, and they don't.
Yeah, they don't.
So Tamar comes from a situation where singers were not always expected to be songwriters. We understood that there were people that wrote their own songs and they put their emotions and their heartaches into their music. And then there were some that just sung whatever you put in front of them.
Right.
Tamar comes from that era where you sing whatever we put in front of you and you make it yours.
But the conflict I'm having is that you're migrating away from that. So why not go through, and again, that's the purpose of the journey. Why not go through the journey? Why not experience these things so that you can better yourself, better your craft, and write the kind of music that you want to put out there? You know, even the producer himself was like, it's not what they want to hear, is what they need to hear. So what is it that you think that we need to hear?
I think for somebody like Tamar, who's never had to do this,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, and
difficult as fuck.
And then at the same time, not everybody has the aptitude to write songs. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. You know who I think is a pretty decent songwriter that can't sing?
Who?
That's kind of shady. I mean, Ashanti.
Yeah.
She's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
She can't sing.
No.
Like, y'all love the fuck out of Summer Walker. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
But evidently she be writing some shit that y'all feel like y'all need in her life, in y'all lives. Me personally, I like my songwriters to actually sing and bathe. Anyway, but long story short, Tamar, girl, I know you trying to get your life, but I don't know if this is for you. And I feel sorry for her because, okay, so I think the majority of her money has come from these reality bags because, like, why the hell else would you do this shit? So I feel like doing this docuseries, I don't think she felt like she had a choice. I mean, she's not in a good place with her family right now. She went through a horrible public divorce. You know, I think that she is literally living her life in the spotlight. And I think that can be damaging for anybody.
Yeah.
And so to answer the critics about why would she even decide to do this, that motherfucker need the money.
Right. And like, so was this pre or post the suicide attempt?
This was pre.
Oh.
Yeah. So who knows what she saw in the edits or whatever they sent over to her after this shit was complete to make her,
but at the same time, like, just looking at her and looking at how emotional she was in the show, I really feel like she's going through so much right now that this probably would have I think she probably needed to have done some counseling or something first to kind of help ground her a little bit.
We're making the assumption that she hasn't. She made a mention during the episode that she had to take her medication. We do not know what kind of medication she's taking.
Yeah.
But if I go off.
And you know, the other thing too, it could have been something for depression because clearly she was super depressed. Like, if you cannot see that by her behavior. And then the other thing too, like, and I can identify with the fact that because she was so stressed out, that's what took her voice away.
Yeah, that's possible.
She even said that, like, it drops down her throat and she can't sing. I really feel like maybe she needed to take some time and maybe done the dream thing, like you said, off camera before even starting, or at least had a couple sessions to see how deep that was before you dove into it and then showed the world her relationship, the loss of the relationships that she was talking about.
Tamar Braxton had an autobiography that she did, and it was on Audible. So I listened to that. But there's some things in the book that I remember hearing, and then Tamar said something about her being abused as a child for a long period of time. And in the book, in Tony's autobiography, she did mention that they would go down south to stay with relatives, you know, during the summer, but that was the only time that they were with these people. And then because they were in the church very heavy, I don't know if any of you out there have been raised in the church, partially, but have been raised in the church or understand what that whole subculture is like. But it's interesting to see that dynamic. And so I don't know whoever molested her, I don't know if that was a relative or if that was a close friend of the family. Which that church child abuse shit happens in every denomination.
It's real.
A lot.
It's so real, it's ridiculous. I mean, we would love to hear what y'all think too. So comment below. So let's see and let's discuss, because this is some serious shit right here. This is some serious shit.
Are you looking forward to the next episode?
I am, only to see how far it goes and what progress she makes, because I feel like this is a rough start, but like because I'm rooting for her. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm rooting for Tamar to pull herself out of it. I want this to work. I want her to be amazing. So I'm really interested to see, you know, what actually happened. Now, if we're going to follow the logic of she wasn't really happy about what she saw and that was what caused, then there's some more drama to be seen. There's some more, I'm sure, some really more heart-wrenching emotional shit that we about to see, which I'm kind of looking forward to see. You know, and I really want to see her make music though. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to, her flourishing in her craft and like really hearing her voice and the progress that she made, because that's the whole point of it, right?
That's the whole point.
Yeah. So I'm just, that's what I want.
I'm looking forward to see how we got to her suicide attempt, because I think this show is going to give us some clarity as to what happened. I'm interested to see if there's going to be any more chemistry with her and David.
Yeah.
I need more chemistry, y'all, because something is just not quite right. I didn't get the vibe that he's with her for clout. I just didn't get any chemistry. So I thought that was kind of weird. And I'm hoping that, I know that in the episodes ahead, it seemed like they're trying to get her to reach out to her family, or get her family to reach out to her.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that for her sake that she can get the support of her family again. I hope that they can be, fixed. I think, and this is just a little tangent, but I think that going on, what's her name, Ivania?
The producer?
No. The chick that's the black chick that's supposed to be the psychologist that always be telling people to hug.
I think that's her name.
Ivania, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that their family going on that show was probably the worst thing that they could have done. And I think that was not something that they were probably prepared for. And this is probably...
I think the issue, though, honestly, if you really look at it, is that their stuff is so public. I feel like if they done it behind closed doors, some real legit, we're really trying to work through some issues and it's not for show. Because there's a difference from doing stuff in front of camera and then doing stuff in private. I feel like a lot of these things need to be done in private and then maybe discussed afterwards on how it went. Because you're seeing everything, because what's playing in my mind is like, Tamar is like, these people probably think I'm crazy. These people think that I'm super emotional, and I'm not that. I don't see myself as that, and it's bothering me. And now I'm stifled. Now I can't make music. I'm losing all this stuff. I'm about to not have no money. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and they did mention like I think that was clips from a different show though. Her going through a midlife crisis, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then again, that's the life of celebrity.
We can't sit up here and act like this is not exploiting her pain, because it is.
Right. It really is.
It is. I don't think that Tamar should do reality TV anymore. And I'm hoping that this is the wake-up call for her. Definitely want to see what's getting ready to happen next, because I'm nosy like that. But but at the same time, I do worry for her well-being.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the next time that I see Tamar on TV is in a scripted show, or is in a show that she has more control over the content.
Or simple music, just simply music. We don't necessarily need to see you in a show or anything like that. Let's just see you exercise your craft. Like, I feel like the reality TV show is what helped boost you and you be well known. Now you have the thing. Now you have the name. Now it's time for you to just build a name, build your brand, which I feel like that's what she's trying to do. It's just hard because she's always had someone do it for her. And now, because she said, I'm doing this on my own. I'm doing this on my own. So, and like I said, Tamar, I'm rooting for you, boo. I want everything to be okay for you because you are everything. You've been everything to the family as far as the gay children. So, I support you, boo.
Right.
I support you. I know that. I hope that everything works out fine for her, and I cannot wait to see the rest of this juiciness.
Yeah, it is rather juicy. It's sad but juicy at the same time. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I enjoyed talking about this topic. Did you enjoy it?
I did too, girl. Okay. My first time too, girl. I think I did do it pretty okay.
Okay. So we are going to be covering this. I think there's 6 episodes. So we'll be back next week to talk about, unfortunately, this train wreck that is Tamar. thoughts and prayers go out.
Okay, hopefully.
All right, so I think we are done and we are finished, and we will see you next week.
All right, see y'all.